Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Taff. This is Taff's Word. This is coming to an all familiar place again. We're going to Rodney Parade, and there's a big shock there, obviously. Been a lot going on with Rodney Parade at the moment. Obviously, the fixture clash at the end of the season. Obviously, the Dragons playing the Blues at home on the same day as we play our final game of the season at home to Notts County. And for some reason, this didn't get resolved earlier because, as far as I believe in the contract, we have primacy of fixtures, which means if we're at home, then nobody else can be at home on that day. So how this has dragged out for as long as it has, I don't know. I suppose you want to ask Stuart Davis. I'm sure he'll have plenty to say. He obviously usually does have plenty to say, especially in the press. I think they want to put a leash on the guy. To be honest with you, they want to keep it. He wants to keep it shut. To be honest, no, he's outspoken. He steps out of bound. End of the day, our manager is outspoken and can often step out of bounds, but he doesn't poke at Rodney Parade. I mean, I'll poke at Rodney Parade because the internet and this phone and the fact that I can record myself speaking gives me the voice and the opportunity to do it. So, to be honest with you, I'm that pissed off with them right now. I'm taking that opportunity, and I hope every single one of them watches this. So let's go back to it. Yeah, primacy of fixtures, written in contract. As much as Dragons fans can go on and say, and Cardiff Blues fans as well, mind you, are kicking off. They can say as much as they want about, oh, it's a rugby ground, should be rugby first. First of all, it's not your ground, it belongs to Newport Rugby. Well, maybe not so much Newport Rugby. The official company is Rodney Parade Limited. That's the owner of the ground. The Dragons are tenants just as much as what we are. So, saying, oh, it's rugby, rugby should come first, is not legally binding. To say, Newport County, we have a contract, which means we get primacy of fixtures because of the Football League rules. We can't be in the Football League without primacy of fixtures and a 10-year lease. That's a legally binding contract if the Rodney Parade Limited directors have signed that contract, which they have, so that puts that to bed straight away. No argument, no nothing. There's not a leg to stand on the rugby side of things. Now, let me go back to the beginning. Obviously, we went to Rodney Parade, and I'll be honest, I was so excited about it because Spitty Park, as much as I'll always hold it dear, was never a Football League stadium, and there was no way we were going to be able to afford to make it a Football League stadium. Wasn't even our stadium anyway. We were renting it just like we're renting Rodney Parade now. It was an upgrade, a big upgrade, and as much as it was an upgrade in price as well, the upgrading facility meant that we were going to get more people through the gate, and it did work. Obviously, the average attendance at Spitty Park was a little over 1,000. The average attendance in our first season at Rodney Parade was around about the 3,000 mark. So yeah, it definitely served the purpose, and it definitely was the step up that we needed. And I don't think the rugby would ever realise how grateful a lot of us were for it. Yeah, obviously you get the odd banter, the egg chasing, oh puffball, whatever. Yeah, we moved on thinking that we had a relationship there. Unfortunately, that was never the case, especially on the rugby side, because I think it was during our first season there, actually, during our promotion season, that a group of Newport Rugby fans, and that's an unfortunate one because it was actually Newport Rugby who, you tend to find county fans tend to get on with pretty well. You'd think there'll be more coming from a Dragons fan, but Newport Rugby fans were shouting that they hate county, we were the C words, F them, and everything like that. I'm not going to shout those swear words just yet. I mean, I'm sure I'll get a little animated towards the end of this. But yeah, basically, they were basically saying, when are they going to hurry up and go out of business again? I'm sick of them being at our stadium and all that. And it was like, well, we wouldn't wish that on you, so why the bloody hell do you wish it on us? I mean, your rugby team's skint. The team that owns your stadium, not the team, the company that owns your stadium is skint. They need us there to make a bit of money. And we needed the facility at the time. And one of the things, moving to Rodney Parade was one of the ingredients that got us promoted. One of many ingredients that got us promoted that season. I can go on about all that, but it's not about that. It's about Rodney Parade right now. And I, for one, will always be grateful for it, which is why it pisses me off why we get treated the way we do. Because we'll always be grateful for it. And I'm sure they're grateful deep down. They're grateful for the money they've made off of us, even though they've treated us like dogs the entire time to make it. The fact that Football League rules are such a problem now, it wasn't a problem for them when they were able to have us by the bollocks when it come to renegotiating the deal when we needed a 10-year lease, when we lose all the match day income. And everyone thinks we're paying low rate rent. We are bloody not. And I tell you something now, with a lot of missed opportunities and things like that, we're losing money left, right and centre at Rodney Parade. So, no, it's not been something the way we've been able to make the most of it, because the facility itself is not on par with the rest of the Football League. We got one of the worst stadiums in the Football League with Rodney Parade, but it was one of the better stadiums in the non-league, in the conference. So, but whilst we've been there, we've been implementing changes, safety upgrades, to meet Football League requirements, but a safety upgrade, getting grants to put safety upgrades in. I mean, we're upgrading their facility, yet their fans, Dragons fans as well, acting like it's their stadium. It's not. I mean, they're actually taken to the Argus to moan about us, calling us yobs and hooligans. So, we wouldn't need any of this if it wasn't for those yobs and hooligans. We're talking about an upgrade to your facility that you didn't have to pay for. I mean, what's the shock in that? What's so bad about us being there, upgrading your stadium? I mean, am I missing something here, So, yeah, upgrades. Upgrading the drainage, but we're going to come back to that one. But then look at the work the DSA have been doing to upgrade the disabled facilities, where there absolutely was not any. The disabled facilities, it was non-existent before the DSA got involved and actually started doing stuff with the stadium. I mean, we have been actively making things better there. So why are we treated in such a bad way? I suppose only they can answer that. I hear that with the directors on the rugby side of things, there's hatred for Newport County. And I find that so sad. How can you hate another sports team that represent the same city that you're representing? I mean, I just don't get it. I mean, I don't hate the Dragons. I don't particularly like them at the moment. But it doesn't mean that I hate them and want to see them do bad or go out of business. Newport Rugby, I don't hate them. I'm not a rugby fan, but I'll always hope they do well. The same, obviously I'm not a rugby fan, I always want Wales to do well. Anyone representing Newport I want to see do well. So why is there such a hatred for the football? I mean, are they butthurt or something because football is a global phenomenon? Where rugby, really, if you look at it, is an obscure sport. There's like 12 countries that take it seriously. Every country in the world takes football seriously. Football is a £1 billion business, across the entire globe. Rugby is only big for 3 nations down the south and 5 up here, 6 up here, because of the 6 nations and maybe Argentina you can throw into the mix then as well. But other than that, you've got nothing. But at the end of the day, football fans, we're not the type to rub it in. We care about our football teams, we don't care about running the rugby down, So why do the rugby care just as much about their team as they do running us down? I just don't get why we can't build a relationship with these people. We want to. I've been in supporters partnership meetings. There is a desire to build a reputation with these rugby people, and for some reason they just don't want to cooperate. And the one person that I actually ended up hearing any good stuff from turned out to be Stuart Davis, who's running his mouth off about us to the press every opportunity he gets. So what is the problem? So we'll go back to the drainage then, yeah? Now, I want to clear this one up for everybody, because there's so many different versions of this. Apparently, the drainage people that we brought in didn't do the job properly. Apparently, they only did half a job. That's not true. They didn't do a good job. That's not true. If the Rodney Parade contractors, usual contractors, got to do it themselves, then it would have been better. That's not true. The people that done it, Phil Day Sports, I think that's what they're called. I know they were Dave Body's mates, so everybody you look at it with an air of scepticism, of course, because Dave Body, lovely bloke, didn't really do much for the football club, but he moved on, we moved on, no hard feelings. Phil Day Sports did the job, and the Football League inspected it. And I think I covered this in a previous blog, but I just want to run through it again. The Football League people inspected it. Now, people are trying to say that whoever came in did a shoddy job. If they did a shoddy job, the Football League would have demanded their money back because they gave us half of that money. £80,000 it cost. We put up 40. The Football Foundation put up 40. They sent people to inspect and make sure their money was spent wisely. And they come back satisfied. So in other words, there was a good drainage system in place. 2014-15, 0 postponements, 0 abandonments. Last game of the season, Oxford United at home, we lost 1-0. Remember it? Remember the rain that fell that day as well? Remember the pitch looking nice? Amber Army Facebook and YouTube pages shared the highlights of that game. So get onto them and have a look for yourselves. The pitch held up for a full season with the 3 teams on there because the drainage was working. Right. When you throw half a fucking beach on a football pitch, what happens to the drainage, do you think? The sand gets in, clogs it up. So where do you think the rugby people, the ground staff, go about actually rectifying that problem? They smash the main pipe up, which is what they've done, which is all in the reports. That main pipe is shot because they tried battering it to try and get the water out because the sand was blocking it all up. I'm sorry, but what am I missing here? We pay 80 grand when we're tenants. We shouldn't have had to pay that. The landlord should have covered it, but we did. And then they smash it up to pieces and then blame the contractors that come in and done it. I mean, come off it, What would you take us for? The job was done correctly. The pitch held up for a full season. They shot the drainage to bits, and now we're left with what we're left with because of their maintenance of that drainage system. Whether they were butthurt, I'm going to use that again because they seem awfully butthurt about a lot of things when it comes to the football. Maybe they were just butthurt because their contractors didn't get to do the job when they were quoting 35 grand more than a Premier League approved firm. Contractors, Premier League approved, worked on Aston Villa's pitch, did the drainage for them. So why can't they come and do a good job for us? They did do a good job for us. But then it's all being blamed on us and them, on the rugby side. And unfortunately, some of the football fans have actually picked up on that. So clear that one up for you. Everything was done fine. We did our bit perfectly. I mean, at the end of the day, upgrades to the stadium, extra seats behind one of the goals, which they are free to use. There's extra seats. Oh, God, I mean, there's a better car park. Everything is just better. I mean, we're making use of the offices at the end. They're making money off our fans. I mean, what am I missing here? What exactly have we done wrong to these people? I mean, what else are we supposed to do to try and make a relationship? I mean, we've tried recovering the relationship. We didn't even do anything wrong in the first place to lose that relationship. And if anybody pokes at me for missed rent payments, why do you think we missed those rent payments? Because they fucked our drainage up. That's why. They had an obligation to provide us with a Football League standard pitch, which is what we're paying for. And we gave them what they needed to provide us with that. We funded it for them. And they still can't do it. I mean, are they sabotaging it just to prove a point? Oh, you should have used our contractors. They'd have done the job right. No, the job was done right. You didn't need any other contractors in. I mean, they're overpricing of the job and everything like that. No. Oh, right. So, getting back to it then. Rodney Parade, I don't think it's recoverable. Personally, from the Amber Army point of view, from the group, we are pretty much urging any supporters of Newport County to boycott anything on match days that will make Rodney Parade directly money. So, behind the bars, the food, anything like that, anything that makes the county any money, go for it. The 50-50 tickets, the hospitality, yeah, do it. Anything that makes the county money, do it. Anything that doesn't make the county money and only Rodney Parade money, don't. Absolutely don't. Because at the end of the day, they've made enough money off us, they've taken enough off us, and they've dragged us through the dirt and treated us like dogs for long enough. So I say, stand up and say, no, enough is enough. Because I've about had it, and I think there's a lot of fans out there of Newport County who are pretty much the same. So that's pretty much it. And that's pretty much all I'm going to say on the matter for now. So there we go, Rodney Parade. is it feasible, for us to stay there now? I mean, is it worthwhile? Well, I suppose that's over to them now, to be honest with you. I mean, yeah, I've said some pretty harsh things towards them. I mean, arguably, do they deserve that? Do they deserve what I've said? I think definitely 100%. Does it mean I'm going to hold these opinions forever? No. At the end of the day, my opinion can be changed. They start treating us like we deserve to be treated. Show us a bit of respect. Oh, there's the other one. They nearly forgot about it. Sorry, Duncan. But serving Duncan and his guys in the programme shop with notice because they're going to rent that space out to Taylor Wimpey. Okay, alright. Now, it's well within their right to do that because as far as I'm aware, I don't think Duncan was really paying any rent. Not that that's a problem, but we've been there for years. At the very least, go and see him and say, look, Taylor Wimpey's made us an offer to rent this space. Just want to know what your thoughts are. Just show a little respect, Just come with a bit of decency and at least show us the respect. Give us the respect of a conversation about it before you actually go and sanction anything. I'm sure if they'd approached Duncan and his guys initially and said and just laid it down and said this is how it is, I'm sure they'd been, well, I'm glad you come and spoke to us about it first. And yeah, okay, if you see an opportunity where you're going to make some money, fine. And I tell you what, that's how you resolve a situation respectfully and actually in the frame of mind that you actually want to work with us. Just serving him with a 2-week notice is not how you go about it when you actually want to work with someone. That's when I can't even contemplate what goes through these people's minds, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't think we've had a shred of respect from these people from day one, regardless of how much money they've taken. So until that changes, I'll never buy another drink or any food from Rodney Parade unless the county stand to make any money off it. So all I can say is support your local businesses outside of Rodney Parade if you want to have some food and drink. Come in, buy a 50-50 ticket, and just cheer the county on and give Rodney Parade nothing, because they're never getting anything from me until they change their attitude, basically. Anyway, that's 17 and a half minutes of me ranting about Rodney Parade. I think I've had enough. My voice ain't the best at the moment. I have had a bit of a cold lately. The ears are still bad, by the way. But thank you to everybody who's actually asked me how I'm doing. I've had a lot of people while I've been selling 50-50 tickets showing concern. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys. And I can't be in Cambridge on Saturday. I'm working in the morning, and I haven't got the time to get to Cambridge on time. So my next game will be our next home game. So thanks for watching, guys. And if you agree with me, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on this situation. All right, cheers, up the county.